Hey bitch, welcome back to my channel. I got probably one of the biggest events ever to happen in my life. Happened yesterday. Because I finally got my own copy of my own Oracle deck in, and I mean I've already sort of done a really lengthy flip through of this. I have a printer video on my channel where you can see all of it, and it's nothing different to that, but the fact that I ran a Kickstarter for a deck called the Brother to Brother Oracle, and the fact that this deck actually got funded and got produced and people are going to be able to buy this, and little witch boys all over the world who never get anything. And I know that boys do get a lot, most boys, but I can assure you little witch boys don't. Boys all over the world who never get anything for them are finally able to, maybe even walk into a store one day and find this, or look on Instagram and find a deck that is created for them. And it's just so special that this is now a reality. I love the backs, the back of the box, where it says crystals, animals, plants, moon phases, seasons, deities, locations, and guides, not just for brothers, also for sisters and anyone in between. And then you open up the little top and you get this gorgeous crystalline centerpiece that Robin Boise actually used one of my designs, the little crystal that you see on here, and she I don't know, photoshopped the crap out of it. So then you look inside and you see the deck and you see the cute little book, which is really, really dope. And the book is really cute. It's really tiny. The font is a bit small, but so is the US Games Tarot Little White Book. And there's a shit ton of information in here, and it's just completely fabulous. And there's even this whole section on, which I never really showed. And there's this whole bonus section about the creation process of the deck. So here I tell every little step of the way of the creation of the deck is described in there. It's a pretty cool little touch. And then you obviously have the amazing matte antique gilding, and you also get the backs that I love. The colors are so vivid, vibrant, deep. I'm not going to go through all the cards, but I just quickly wanted to show them to you. It's a complete realization of my vision for this deck, and I really wanted it to be this ultra super deluxe experience, because once again, us boys, when it comes to witchy stuff, cartomancy stuff, divination stuff, we rarely get to experience this. So yeah, I love the bear. Oh, and I love him because his prototype version looked way frumpier, and I really spruced him up a little, and now he's one of my favorite deities in the deck. It's just, I don't know, it's lovely. So like I said, this is rose petal finish, but you're gonna have to believe it before you have to see it in order for you to believe it. This is not clumpy at all. This factory that I'm working with literally is the only one that does not rubbery, non-clumpy rose petal. As you can see, it overhands just as good as any other deck, and you can even riffle shuffle with them. You can't bridge, let me tell you that though. You cannot bridge these because of the square shape. But you can riffle them, and I will show it to you right now. Here you go. There you go. It riffles just fine. 400 GSM, soft touch, satin matte finish cardstock in it. It shuffles fine, it riffles fine. I've been pulling cards from this all day long, and I'm such a I'm such a loser, but I just love that this exists now for real, for real, for real, for real, and that it is the super deluxe experience that I wanted it to be for all of us, but especially for the witchy boys that want something for them as well. First quarter act, that's what we're getting right now. The deck is telling me to stop all of this and get a move on, and we should, because this video is going to be a long one, y'all. So this is because this is another one of my collection videos. I just wanted to take, quickly take the time to look at this fab deck that I made in this really cool special 2-part box that looks bomb.com. I mean, come on now. However, so this tub, there's a lot of stuff in this tub, and from what I can see, this is kind of the sort of more basic Rider-Waite-Smith type decks, as well as some major only kits that I have. And I want to start with this, the Wandering Echo. This is probably one of the best majors only decks that you can get on the market. Probably one of the only ones that's actually worth it. I'm not going to be showing like the deck too much because it'll take too much time. But you get really, really cool art, that kind of stippling art that Rachel Jean does a lot, which I like. I do love it. Funnily enough, even though it is just a majors only deck, this is my favorite deck by her. I think it's absolutely stunning. And the guidebook is just amazing. It's freaking awesome. There's so much in there, so much cool info. You could honestly, like, this could honestly be a really good beginner study deck for someone who's starting out and is just going to study the majors, the major arcana. Oh, another one that's really, really cool, the Hydesville Tarot. That's a majors only as well. It comes in this paperback with this, like, really cool painted stamp on it. And in this bag, there is the deck, which we will get to in a second. Loving the backs, by the way. But there's also this weird envelope with a spooky photograph, spooky vintage photograph inside, and also a little thank you mini occult art sticker thing. So I think that's really cool. I just love that shit. This is a majors only deck that I got from Martin. It's really, really stunning, or really cool. It's very vintagey. Maybe one day they'll do a full deck. I don't know. But it's very Rider-Waite-esque. But I don't know, sort of like cooler. There's some, like, for example, I really like this Judgment. But it's, it's giving Rider-Waite-Smith vibes, if you get what I'm saying. So, and like I said, I'm not going to be showing all these cards, just a couple, but this is a really cool little set, and it's not expensive. Like, I sometimes also like to think that these majors only decks, when they're affordable, can be really cute stocking stuffers for the tarot lover in your life. Because usually buying tarot decks for someone who is very into tarot can be very tricky, because they usually already have every deck under the sun. But it's usually the majors only stuff that they don't have. So, yeah, there's that. Up next, luscious deck. The Druidcraft. Really, really, really good reprinting by O Books. O Publishing has recently reprinted some old favorites that are just, I don't know, really stunning. I got this from Martin as well. And I got it because it was really affordable, which is nice. This is on really good quality cardstock. I really like the Druidcraft. It is very much a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. However, I do think it's a really, really dope and artful one. I do like it a lot. I feel like this could also be a really great beginner's deck. I love the way certain cards are represented. It's a stunning work of art. This is a very well-known one. I mean, I feel like most people have seen it. I feel like all those like super pagan tarot beginners should maybe not begin with the Wildwood Tarot and maybe begin with this one. I think it's better suited for a tarot beginner. You know, all these edgy pagan kids, you know what I'm saying? That are like, oh, I'm gonna be a tarot reader too because I'm a pagan kid and I'm edgy. You know, get the druid craft. Don't get the Wildwood as your first deck because it looks so pagan. This looks really pagan as well, and it's way better suited for a beginner. It's a classic. What else can I say? I love it. Stunning deck, stunning book, stunning everything. The backs are cool too. I love a simple back design. I really do. I love good, simple, contrasting back designs for decks. I think it's everything. Ooh, my learner's deck. This is what I bought when I was like, my mini Rider-Waite is incomplete. I got this. I was like, ooh, this is mini too, and it comes in a tin. Give it to me. I've since learned that a lot of people hate this recoloring of the Rider-Waite Smith. I don't know. I like it. I have a soft spot for it. I like its vibrancy. I think it's really cute. Are we honestly going to flip through a Rider-Waite Smith deck? It's iconic. I love Pamela's art. It has been in my mind since I was like 10 years old. So I've been carrying that art with me for a long time, and it's super iconic. I have to say, I do really like the... we're probably going to see that in a bit because it should be in this crate too. Might not be. But I do like some... I have grown to like other recolorings better, but seeing this really makes me go, ooh, cool. I remember studying with this, taking it with me everywhere, studying every chance I got. And I really like the backs of the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. So now it's getting a bit better, but back then you couldn't really buy a whole lot of tarot decks in the Netherlands when I like actually started studying. So we didn't have the 20,000 variants available that are there now. So this was the only one. I didn't want a plaid back one because I fucking hate that. I hate the plaid back, the blue one. So when I saw that this didn't have it, I was like, ooh, snagging that. So yeah, it's a really cute little beginner set, honestly. I'm just gonna go it's just gonna go the way it goes. So this is a quite recent acquisition. I'm vaping, you guys. I'm vaping in between decks because the deck stress, the drama of it all. This is a really recent acquisition. I bought this at the local metaphysical store. I got kind of, I don't know how to say this, so I was always like, I always thought I was too edgy for this and too masculine for this for the longest time. And then I was working at the shop and I flicked through it. And when I say working at the shop, I mean I help her out a lot and I do readings there. I don't work there. It's not my job. And I was flicking through it and I was like, wow, this is actually a fucking amazing deck. Honestly, Chris Ann, I honestly feel like, oh yeah, with the horizontal cards that everyone hates, but I actually really like the touch in this deck. I really think that this is her forte, but she challenges herself, I feel like, to do something else with each deck she does. Whereas there are more designers in this ballpark that keep releasing stuff in the same style. But I feel like this is her best effort at creating an original tarot deck ever. Honestly do. I really do. I like it a lot. It's very Rider-Waite Smith friendly. It's very much the for all her fans of the Lightseers, you know, or you know, people that buy the Lightseers as their first deck, which I feel like is a very good first tarot deck. This would be like the a really good next deck to get after that. Because it really goes well into what the suits mean to me. I feel like it really does. And yeah, I mean, these are, like I said, these are all like more, you could say, the basic decks that everyone knows, but I feel like I do love this a lot. I do love the energy that this deck brings forth, and I also love the backs, like, really, really cool. I have to say, though, the basic tarot tub is not one that I reach for a whole lot. I wonder why. But it's not one that I enjoy using a lot. However, there are some decks in here that don't really belong in here, but that I put in there because they didn't have enough space. There wasn't enough space left in the other tub. For example, this one. This is also a really good beginner's tarot deck. Honestly, I feel like every tarot deck beginner that doesn't want to work with the Rider-Waite-Smith, or thinks that is boring or old or dumb, should get this. I love this fabric-y looking inside decoration of the box. For my new tarot deck, I want a similar thing on the insides where it looks almost like velvet. I feel like the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radley Valentine is probably one of the best Hay House releases of the last couple of years, honestly. This new Hay House cardstock isn't good. However, it is pretty sturdy. It does hold up. And I mean, I'm not a beginner at all, but I do enjoy some keywords when I'm reading for myself. I mean, I'm not dependent on them, but they can like sort of force me to look at the cards differently, because sometimes for yourself you will try to mask things when you read, or, you know. This is, you know, it's a very good grounded deck, actually, even though it is an angel deck. It is good, honest. Radley knows his tarot shit. I don't know, it's cute. It's really cute, and I love it. I like this better than the other one that he had. Why did this all like fly off the table just now? Every time I use a freaking angel deck, all these like leaves, they just like disappear, which is really interesting. I love this wheel, by the way. I've done a review on this where I discovered why Hay House's new cardstock sucks. It sucks because it's coreless. However, it has held up really well. So, you know, as much as I like to complain about that, it is a really, really, really good deck. It's probably one of the most exciting decks I've seen Hay House come out with the last couple of years. So I do happen to like it a lot. A lot. Another one. Ooh, I got this and then I kind of regretted it, but I do kind of like it. It's the Accurate as Fuck Tarot, which is really cool. It doesn't come with a guidebook, comes in this box with that foam inlay that I think is pretty cute. Nothing got stuck behind it this time, which is fun. Gorgeous cardstock, gorgeous gilding. I have some problems with this supposed to be vintage looking back. It is the same on each card back, so it is. When I opened this the first time, I was like, why did the gold not transfer all the way? Why is it like so like messy? But that's what it's supposed to look like. It's vintage. I didn't like that at the beginning, but you know, once I found out that literally every card has that, I was over it very quickly. I was like, okay, that's the design choice. So we get these round cards. They're really cool. This is really sticky rose petal, by the way. But it's fine. It's workable. It's very pippish. It has keywords. It kind of has a mix of Daniel Knoll-esque Photoshop work and then line work. So I do really like that. Actually, looking at this makes me kind of want to experiment with that as well, because I feel like my style could maybe like be overlaid on top of photography as well. It's a really cool deck, and I'll never, ever part with this. I think it's really dope. I think it looks really cool. This is by Prism and Fleur. I love it a lot. I think it's really cool. I think, you know, this is just a stellar deck. Here, Three of Swords. Look at how cool that looks. Upheaval and Release. You know, like, they chose really interesting keywords. So another deck with keywords on them. Very beginner friendly in the sense of you can read with this very easily. However, the illustrations on the pips aren't very RWS-esque, if you get what I'm saying. But I do like this a lot, and I should probably use this more. This is a it's a really good deck. Honestly, not gonna lie, really, really good set. And I do really enjoy it a lot. So, yeah. What's next, bitches? Oh, this one. Aw, a really good beginner set as well. The Tarot de la Luz. It's a Fournier deck, which means that it's extremely affordable. I don't know, it's such a sweet little deck. Like, oh my gosh, look. Fournier decks are a bit tinier and a bit slimmer. Back design is really good. It's very RWS-esque, very illustrated, very clear what's going on. I like it a lot. It's kind of in that Nicoletta Ciccoli, if Nicoletta Ciccoli was a bit messier kind of style. I adore it. It's really good. It's a really well-designed deck. Sometimes I wish I dare to be a bit more messy sometimes, you know, with my art, with my work, because I really do like that folky style. Fournier have been releasing some really cool indie style decks, indie type decks, for a really affordable price. And it's just, I don't know, it's just everything. It's really cool. You know, and these are decks that you can very easily take with you. I take this deck with me to do live readings a lot. This is definitely a workhorse deck. It doesn't take up lots of space. Like, you know, I complain about Llewellyn decks a lot and their ridiculous, dumb packaging. You know, because bigger is better and we want to stand out on the shelf. But, you know, Llewellyn people, I don't know, tend to forget that, like, real readers actually, like, have to carry their decks around and don't always want to bring a whole fucking kit. Up next, this big-ass box, also not very handy, but I'll give it a pass because it's fabulous. The Tarot of Light. Used to be called the Art of Love Tarot. I know Lisa Papez always mixes the titles up. This is the Tarot of Light, which is the new version. Why did they change it to the Tarot of Light from the Art of Love Tarot? Because the creators were kind of done with all these, like, annoying love readers abusing their deck as if it was a deck meant for just love readings, which it is not. I love these backs. I love Blue Angel's new cardstock. I love Tony Carmine Salerno's art. And here we get really interesting keywords as well. The thing is, if you have this tarot deck, you don't need any other deck by Tony Carmine Salerno ever, because his art gets recycled a lot. So, you know, if you get this, you kind of have it all. You kind of have them all. Just good to know, right? But I do love it a lot. For example, this Moon. I've done a very extensive review on this. This is probably one of the favorites in my collection. I would not necessarily say this is very beginner friendly because these keywords are a bit more out there, and I feel like in order for them to actually add something to your reading, you kind of have to know a sort of like a basis. You have to have a basic knowledge of tarot, I feel. But then again, who am I, right? You know, there's lots of people that, you know, will say stuff like, if the Marielle Tarot pulls you in and you feel attracted to it, then it's your soul deck and you should begin with that. Where I would be like, you know, Try the Rider-Waite-Smith. If you hate that, try either Lightseers or the Modern Witch, you know, to get into that Rider-Waite-Smith headspace first, because that's when it clicked for me. But then again, you know, you could kind of use this as is, as an Oracle deck, and be like, so, you know, kind of practice reading for others with, you know, those keywords as jumping off points. So, this is one of my favorite cards. Really stunning deck. I wish Blue Angel would do more original tarot decks. They did this one, then they did the Dreams of Gaia, and they never really did any other ones after that, which I feel like is kind of a bummer. I mean, they did the Tarot Oracle with Lucy Cavendish, but I don't feel like that is a tarot deck. Not to me. If it doesn't have 78 cards, it's not a tarot deck. I'm a bit sassy today. Sorry. Not gonna lie. Can't help it. So this is amazing. Do I really have to show this? I mean, this is all over Instagram always. Okay, then I'll take it out of the box. So really good. Really good deck that kind of rocked the indie market when it came out, because I feel like Chris Ann as well as Kim Kranz are kind of like the first indies to make it big. They kind of paved the way, which makes it special. I still can't enjoy reading with this deck because although it is amazing and the art is really good, the amount of people that have used this on their feed every single day for the last like 5 years has, I don't know, has kind of ruined the whole deck for me still. Like, I can objectively say that this is a stunning, really good tarot deck, but I can't enjoy working with it because of the oversaturation it experienced in the market when it was released into the world. I just can't. I cannot enjoy it for that. And, you know, maybe in a couple of years when people kind of like use it a little less, maybe then I'll can. But I have to admit, objectively, I can say that this is probably one of the best mainstream decks to come out in the last couple of years. Maybe not for me, but for the world, yes. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, glorious, stunning, amazing. Yeah. What else do I have in here? Oh, one that I rarely ever use, the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. It is really cool. I really do dig the art that's in here. Very gaudy, very flashy. I love US Games cardstock because it's like actual like good shuffleable cardstock. So we get these huge borders with this like insert that I really like. I think it's really pretty. It's very retro, very 70s, 80s looking. I like it. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. What else is there to say? It's stunning, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. She looks like Linda Evangelista. She's a model. But does it add a whole lot of layers to a tarot reading? No. But could I bring this to any reading event anywhere in the world? Ooh, hi, Devil Daddy, and read just fine with it? Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of it's a deck that you can use to work with a lot. And, you know, like, I've been very open about this. I don't get how people can... But that's just me. I'm not saying you're wrong if you aren't like me. But I don't get how people can have a deck like this and then have a deck like this and go, oh, but the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg has such a distinctive voice and reads so much differently from the Radiant Rider-Waite. I don't get that. And I believe that to be false. But, you know, to each their own, honestly, and I do mean that because people always think I'm being sarcastic when I say stuff like that. But if you do have a practice where the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg has a completely unique, different voice to the Radiant Rider-Waite, You do you, but it's never been like that for me, and I don't think it'll ever be like that for me. So that's why I've kind of stopped doing Rider Waite Smith clones that don't really add a lot, because I don't feel the addition. The Runic Tarot, I like it, but I have something better. But I like it. It's a difficult relationship I have with this. I got it 2 years ago in London. I love his art. I think it's really dope. I think he's probably one of the coolest, Jack Sephiroth, his name is, coolest tarot artists out there right now. But for some reason, I never felt, but I am kind of feeling that urge now. So I may use this a bit more. However, I never really felt the urge to read with it a whole bunch. Is that stupid? Is that weird? I don't know. But it is really cool. It's really dark. It's very Viking-esque. There's a lot of sexy, hunky, hot Viking dudes in here. It's really cool. So obviously, when concept art for this first came out, the runes weren't that visible in the card, and I have to be honest, it is the Runic Tarot, of course, but I could have done without the addition of the runes, honestly. However, of course they have to be in here, but I would have liked it a bit better if the runes weren't as obvious as they sometimes are. Like, for example, here it's cool. It's very much integrated into the artwork. But then here as well, kind of. But some here as well. But a bit earlier, I had some examples where I was like, in this one, they feel very overlaid, and it feels kind of meh. So, but the artwork is just stunning. I mean, it's so cool. It's very feral almost. But Jack Sephiroth is a really good artist. I saw some of his sketches as well, and I was like, dude, it's not just digital stuff. You can actually draw. Like, what the hell? So yeah, that was the Runic Tarot. Obviously, right next to it is the Heaven and Earth Tarot, the first deck by him that I got, which I think is a really good, awesome looking Rider Waite Smith clone. Like I said, I don't get different readings from this. I could use this, I could use the St. Petersburg, I could use the Radiant Rider Waite. It doesn't add anything to me at all, except for the fact that this has all the astrological shit on the card, so that's handy. I do love this style. Would he have put this on Kickstarter himself, this would have been probably one of the biggest hits of the year on Kickstarter, I feel like. This would have looked amazing on a nice matte cardstock. But it's really cool. We get the Golden Dawn titles on the cards, which I think is really dope as well. And it's just a very good deck. Yeah, that's what it is. A very good deck with a very neat, vintage, yet fresh, awesome look. Very Rider Waite Smithian, sometimes mixed with a little bit of Thoth. It is a bit dark sometimes. It is a bit depressing sometimes. But I don't know, you know, for the darker times of the year, it's a really good deck. I would recommend this as well. For example, if I were to own a metaphysical store, and I had a guy come in and he wanted to learn tarot, but he was like, nah, I don't want that old shit. Don't give me that Rider Waite Smith bullshit. I want something cool, something modern. I would probably, you know, show him the Lightseers, and if he'd say that's too femme for me, or that's too colorful, too cheery for me, I would totally recommend the Heaven and Earth. The Thelema Tarot, by my darling Renata Lechner. Wonder if she'll ever do a new deck because she's done a lot for Lo Scarabeo. Out of the Arcanum, the Thelema, and the Millennium Thoth, I only like the Millennium Thoth and then the Thelema Tarot. The Arcanum I feel is a bit vile. But like I said, another Rider-Waite-Smith-esque deck, although this one is a bit more out of the box. The Arcanum is one-on-one RWS clone. This is a bit more in between Thoth and RWS, which I think is pretty cool. It's sort of almost a hybrid deck. It's a bit more, you know, like I said, a hybrid. But yeah, this is cool. It is what it is. It's Renata style. I love it. I like it. It's my jam. You know, but like I said, we've had a couple of these decks now, and how many of this type of deck do I need in my collection? That's kind of why I stopped buying each and every pretty looking tarot deck out there on the market, because this adds, you know, like I said, I could use all of them fine, but they don't add anything to my collection. Let's see if I can... Oh yeah, I kept all the queens at the bottom because they have no place in the deck. Yes, very good. Yes. This is, I already took it out of the box, but I have this older version with the hardcover box. The St. Jinx Divine Masculine Gay Tarot. And yeah, I don't use this that much anymore, but when I started looking for gay decks, especially on Instagram, this popped up a lot, and I was completely amazed by it. I may actually try and pick up the borderless edition of this, honestly, because, I don't know, I really respect St. Jinx. I don't like his uncensored work. I feel that's a bit gaudy and a bit tacky. But his censored work, I do love. He's working on a new tarot deck that's, you know, although I love his illustration style, that deck is not my thing, but this deck really is. It's that sexy, gay fantasy vibe, which I love. And this is really important, and I honestly wish a publisher would have picked this up. If you're looking for a sort of less intense, because this is still pretty, like, maybe too sexy for some people. Joe Phillips, I feel, has this Tarot of Divine Diversity, but he never has any extras, or it's always sold out, or not being reprinted, and then he does another Kickstarter. It's a bit vague, but his is a little less sexy and also features more chicks. This is the edition that also has the girl cards in it. I just choose not to use them. Because I feel like it's so special to have a deck where every card is male. I feel like that's really interesting. Really interesting. And I love it. It's a great deck. Honestly, again, like this, you can only get this off Make Playing Cards or the Game Crafter. But if I were to own a store, and I would get a gay guy in, and he was like, I'm kind of looking for a gay deck. I've seen Lo Scarabeo's The Gay Tarot, but it's not what I want. I would show him this, and I would link him through to the Game Crafter. Let me put that back in the tub. Up next, one that doesn't really belong in here, the Vox Arcana. Once again, like Lo Scarabeo with the top boxes. Oh man, I'm getting ideas for my next deck. Love it. Love it. It's really good. Really good collaborative deck. It's really dope. This is one of the few collab decks where I feel like it flows together very well. It looks really cool. It's very fantastical. Oh man, I would love to be invited for a deck like this someday, honestly. It's kind of Japanime, but it's dope. It's a dope deck. This is not necessarily very Rider-Waite-Smith-ish all the time. But it's I don't know. It's a dope little deck. It's one that I barely use. but I do really, really look at it a lot. Like, I'll take it out of the box from time to time and really enjoy all the art. I really do. So this is never going to leave my collection because I love it. I really do enjoy this huge lift top box where the lift top part is a bit bigger. You know, I think that's really cool. I might ask my printer if they can do something like that for my tarot deck. So, now, I said before with that Runing Tarot that I had something better, and that's this. It's Odin's Playbook by Daniel Norman, my dear, dear friend who supports me a lot, and I support her a lot because we are friends. We like each other. It's not a business exchange. It is a genuine love. Oh, man. And I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm going to keep this deck out because I feel like the sensory experience of this deck is so nice. The coating on the cards is very, I don't know, it's very matte, but very powdery, and it feels lovely. I love it. So this is another tarot that features runes, but I like this one a bit better. This is a cheat sheet that should probably not be in the deck. I love the suit of axes with that awesome black Viking. I love the moon. Like, I don't know, there's something really special about this that I like a lot. I love this Poet of Horns. I love the textures in this deck. The Ace of Staves is one of my favorite cards. I don't know, I just think it's dope. I think it's really, really dope. I like it a lot, and I love the... let me show you why I love it so much. Is it good this way? Yeah, it's good. I mean... It's there's something about these cards. I gotta check, I gotta compare finishes because it feels like, I don't know how much, it should be 350 GSM, but it just feels so thin and it feels so easy to shuffle, and I like the sound it makes. I don't know, whenever I touch this deck, it feels magical. It feels absolutely magical. And yeah, I love that. And I love Danny as well. So yeah, when it comes to runic tarots, I actually like this one a bit better because of the way the deck handles. So we have two more RWSs. Martin got me this one. This is a very standard one. And I got the Borderless Smith-Waite Centennial Edition. I'm not going to show them, but I do like having these because these are two Smith-Waite decks that don't have plaid backs. So I do love having those on hand because I hate the plaid back. We're almost done here, guys. Wow, that was quicker than I thought it would be. The Dream Vision Tarot, first edition. I took it out of the box again yesterday and it was still in order. How horrible of me. Because this is a really sweet deck, but for some reason, I never use it. It's not leaving my collection though, because I think it's stunning. I wish that publishers would hurry the F up and offer this girl a mass market publishing contract because, you know, once again, really good beginner's deck for people that don't like that standard imagery and that need a bit more, maybe. Infinitely better than the Mystic Mondays when it comes to symbolism, design. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Really good. Amazing. Doesn't shy away from darkness, per se. Very vibrant, imaginative. Yeah, she's a total artist. And it's stunning. She never mentions her name anywhere on the deck box. I think that's kind of a shame because I keep forgetting her name. Oh, Emma Zhang. It is on the box. Emma Zhang is a great artist. She's currently working on an Egyptian-style tarot deck in the same, but in her distinct art style. And I can't wait. I love following her process. I engage with her quite a bit, you know, every now and then. The Chariot, lovely. It's stunning, stunning. And I wish it would get a mass market release. She already like finished her second print run of this. And I'm like, girl, these mass market publishing people should be picking you up because it's fab. Oh, and this one is so special. You can now get this mass market as the Rainbow Moon Tarot, but I got it as the Marble Moon Tarot by Samantha West. And I got this for my boyfriend for my birthday. He, like, I guided him into the direction of an indie tarot deck store, and he handpicked this for me because he thought it was so dope, and he's right. He's right. He really is right. So this is on really good, nice, buttery matte finish, which I love. This is a really cool deck. I mean, come on. But you know, the mass market version is cool as well, but I will forever cherish this. It's really special to me because I can feel Willem's energy in it. Literally, like, look at that magician. So dope. So dope. So cool. Sam is a really bad bitch. She's a classy bitch. And she knows design. It's so satisfying and so awesome and body beautiful and bam, 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 fabulous. Great Rider-Waite-Smith clone. You know, if you don't like Rider-Waite-Smith and you want to be kind of edgy, maybe try this. Comes with a killer guidebook too. Not this version, not so much. But the mass market version, yes, really, really cool. The Marble Moon Tarot right now available as the Rainbow Moon Tarot. Anyways, that was it. I'm dead and I'm gonna upload this right now and I'm gonna eat some sushi. So, bye-bye. Love you.